So we're here with Murray Andrews, Senior Product Lead on LEGO Hidden Side, the new AR physical virtual game. So maybe could you give us a brief introduction to it?
Sure. LEGO Hidden Side is set in the fictional town of Newbury, where we've got these two main characters, Jack and Parker, and they've realised that there's some strange goings on in Newbury and they're not quite sure why. So at school they've got Professor JB, who has also realised that there's some strange goings on, and she's realised that there's this hidden ghost world that's possessing Newbury, and she teams up with Jack and Parker, and they go off on these adventures trying to save Newbury from the ghost realm that they found. Professor JB has created this app that allows them to see into the ghost realm, and what's great about LEGO Hidden Side is that kids can actually download the app themselves and join Jack and Parker and JB on these adventures, searching through Newbury, through the sets, using this mixed reality play where the kids have got one hand in each world, the physical world and the digital world.
And so to access that as a family, you'd need to buy one of these kits, is that how it works?
The augmented reality, the mixed reality side of things is linked to the sets, yes. We do, of course, on the app, there is a way to play without the sets. You can actually play as one of the ghosts that haunts the sets, so you can haunt digital versions of the sets. So,
LEGO Hidden Side, it's a name that I'm finding difficult to remember, but obviously you've lived with it for a long time. Where does it come from?
It's really built around this idea of the kids having one hand in each world, and the idea that there is this hidden side to Newbury with the ghosts and the possession, and then the hidden side to the sets, where you can use the Professor JB's app to explore the sets and find this hidden side of Newbury where these ghosts live, and you're trying to hunt the ghost down to help save Newbury.
So I've seen things a bit like this from LEGO before, but it feels like this is more substantial. There's a large number of sets, the size of the sets, and I guess the depth of the technology. It feels like this is a big step into a new area. Is that how it's going?
Yes, so LEGO Hidden Side is an augmented reality experience that's been built from the ground up. So right from the early concepting stage all the way through, it's not just looking at the technology on one side or the sets at the other. It's really about this combined experience that we're bringing together, and that's come together in this really exciting play for the kids. And we've done a lot of sort of testing with the kids on trying to find the best way to interact with the physical and the digital. What's important for us at LEGO is we're not trying to remove away from the LEGO brick. The core of the LEGO experience and the system is play is what we know kids love. We're just trying to layer on top of that with the digital experience and sort of find new ways for kids to play with the LEGO brick.
And the experience that we're looking at now, again, there's quite a lot of depth there. We're looking at this graveyard, and you can go around scanning and finding ghosts. Could you talk a bit about how the interactions work and how that's going to have longevity to a child playing with it?
Yeah, what we're trying to do with the LEGO Hidden Side is really bridge the gap between the two worlds. It's what LEGO we call fluid play, where kids move seamlessly between the physical and the digital. And it was important, as I sort of mentioned, that we don't take away from the core of the LEGO experience and the physicality. So what we try and do with Hidden Side through the mixed reality play is draw the kids from one to the other with this sort of fluid play. So example might be in the graveyard, which is one of the sets. You can scan the graveyard in and hunt the ghosts, and it prompts you to interact with these points of possession on the set physically. Not just on the screen. You can open coffins and try and find ghosts, or you can there's a statue that you need to manipulate physically on the model to find these what we call colour wheels, which you need to scan. So there's a lot of interaction with the physical sets, not just on the screen.
And so once you've done that and you've done some scanning, I presume that there's reasons to go on and revisit those areas and to develop in the game side. How does that work? Yes,
so what we're doing with LEGO Hidden Side is what we're calling product as a service, and it's sort of taking a lot from the games industry, the games as a service, where when we launch the products and the app, we're not just going to go away and do something else. We're going to continue to update the experience with new content, with new ghosts and special events, Halloween, is an example that we talk about, where at Halloween you might get a text message through the app from Jack or Parker saying, we found these special ghosts that are now haunting the sets that weren't there before. So you can go into the set and find these new ghosts that are now haunting them. So really trying to bring these sets to life and continue to evolve the experience for kids. So there's always something fresh and new for them to come back to.
Yeah, I can imagine my kids doing that and thinking, oh, we've got to build it again. So maybe it doesn't exist. So there's a bit of an incentive to go back and recreate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's important for us to really try and drive the kids to want to keep coming back to the sets and continue to evolve the experience, because it's such a cool experience, and you know, why wouldn't you want to keep coming back to it?
And if the set hasn't been perfectly built, or if it's been customised by a child, will the AR app still work, or does it rely on a very particular sort of layout?
The technology as it stands does require the set to be built in a certain way. It is a little bit forgiving, but generally it needs to be built as expected. The technology is looking for sort of certain shapes and certain positions. We have built in some sort of tolerance there to allow for kids, you know, if pieces break off, but generally the technology sort of limits that to a certain extent.
And it sounds like the price of entry is just on the kit itself. There aren't any in-app purchases.
No, so the app is free to download, and you can use all the content in the app for free. We haven't sort of locked anything behind paywalls or anything like that. So it's really about trying to get this experience to as many kids as possible, and really get them to dive into this cool hidden side world that we've created.
Cool. So just finishing off, we've got loads of different sets here we're looking at. Is there anything you can say about the sorts of interactions we can expect on some of these, like the train or the different bits?
What's interesting with, obviously we've got some locations like the schoolhouse and the graveyard, but we've also got vehicles in there. And that posed some interesting challenges for us in the AR, because, you know, obviously for vehicles you're expecting them to move, so they're quite different play experiences. You know, with the school bus, for example, when you scan it into the mixed reality play, you can see the school bus actually driving through the town of Newbury to start with, and just some interesting different interactions that are created from a vehicle play to a location play.
So something my family's really enjoyed already is the Lego AR Studio, where you don't have a physical product, but there's that sort of augmented experience. Does that relate to what we're doing here?
It certainly influenced what we're doing. You know, at Lego we're really exploring these new ways to play, and the mixed reality play and the one hand in each world idea that I've been talking about is really interesting to explore. And AR Studio and then Lego Playgrounds was another app that we've recently released. They're little explorations into this mixed reality play. What's different about Lego Hidden Side is that this is a project that's built from the ground up with the mixed reality experience in mind. So every decision from the model design to the app design is all interlinked, and you know, the model designers, for example, had to have some really interesting new ways of thinking, because it wasn't just, we know that they can create awesome models, but now they had to think about how the digital interactions work. A sort of simple example is, you know, you're holding the phone in one hand, and you need to interact with the model with the other hand, so a lot of the interactions had to be sort of one-hand interactions rather than sort of two-hand interactions. So that created some interesting new challenges for the physical design that was influenced by the digital design, which is very new for what we're doing at Lego. And
did you look at Lego Dimensions and the work they've done there?
It didn't have much influence in what we were doing, but of course, you know, we take learnings from all the products that we do, and Dimensions was obviously a great game and a great product. But what we're doing with Lego Hidden Side is really very new for kids and for Lego, so it's a unique experience.